Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, it is new project pickup day. I love these days because you just don't know what you're going to find in the car. I've seen the pictures around the car, but it's always a nice surprise to what you find. And again, I'm taking you along on the journey and we'll go and pick it up, bring it back. We'll have a walk around, show you what I got, get into it, and yeah, start the repairs and make a plan of what we're going to do. Also, I've got the Fiesta, the red one, the red edition. That is back from the paint shop. Going to quickly show you that, run around that and show you what they've done, just to finish it off, just to make sure that you see the end product of after it's been painted. And then we're going to go off, we're going to get this car, bring it back, and we'll have a good look around and see what it is. I'll probably do the numbers on that as well. I'll explain what I paid for it, show you what I got, and I'll explain what I paid. So let's get into it, guys. Let's do this. So yeah, like I just said, I've got this back from the paint shop, and I'll show you the results on that wing. Absolutely spot on, perfect, as it should do really, because I supplied him with the paint that he'd done the back rear quarter, and yeah, got this done, and I painted the front bumper. So yeah, kind of knew that it was going to be an absolute spot on perfect job, which it is. Really, really lovely. So yeah, nice finished, no scratches, all been done. So that's really, really good. The only thing we've got left to sort out really is going to be whether or not I get these wheels done. Every single person that's seen this car in the flesh, actually seen the car, has turned around and said, nah, don't paint them wheels, don't get them painted. What a waste of money if you get them done. Because none of the actual edges, like the centre edges, none of the actual spokes are scuffed or nothing. It's just a couple of bits around the edge. There's one wheel that's the worst one. And that's the only wheel really that's making me decide to do them all. So I will leave it for now, because I have put it up for sale, and we'll see if we get any takers on it for now. And then if someone wants to come and have a look at it and says, look, I'm not happy with the wheels, could you get them refurbed? Then maybe we'll sort something out between us. If he wants to take it, we'll sort something out and I'll get them done after that. But I think for the moment, let's just leave it as it is, and then we'll just see what interest we get in the car. Not quite sure on price at the minute. I think I'm looking at probably 6.5, maybe, and we'll just see what happens from that price. Really, I've seen them; they're stupid, mate. Like £8,000, £9,000. You're never going to get that kind of money, because that's, you know, proper unrecorded. Proper, not crashed or nothing like that. So £8,000-9,000, you're never going to get it. So I think at 6.5, I think that's a fair price for this car. The year, the mileage, and the spec, and how it looks, it's absolutely lovely. But like we've said before about the alloy wheels. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to take these two cars outside because they're both done, and we will see what happens with these. And what I've noticed as well, guys, is that as soon as you start, I've said this before, as soon as you start pushing the price of the cars above £5,000, it becomes a little bit more difficult to sell. Sub £5,000, sub £4,000, under that price, little runarounds, people just want them all the time. And they, you know what I mean? You've got to specifically find the right person for that right car if you push it over that £5,000. So yeah, these might hang about for a little while. I'm not convinced they're going to go quick, because people are not spending money, this kind of money anymore at the moment, because of the Christmas and the cost of living crisis. Everything has an effect on people spending their money. So yeah, it is what it is. I've committed to sort of, getting these cars at the right time at this point. And yeah, they are, and then they're like they will hold their value. It won't go down too much, but I'm not going to let them go for stupid money, really, because I don't need to, you know. But I am fair when it comes to pricing cars, and that is why most of the time the cars don't hang around. I've got to be honest. But yeah, these have been up for about 3 or 4 days, and I've had no interest in them whatsoever, no messages. So we'll just have to see how it goes. It is what it is. And I'm sure they will sell eventually. So that brings me back to the next project, guys. I am thinking a different way now, and I'll get into it when we go and pick it up. I'll bring it back. I'll show you what we've got, and I'll let you know my method in going forward, especially from now till after Christmas. The actual way of the world and people thinking and everything else has changed, especially since I started this one. So this was the Rex to Riches. All the numbers have been done, guys. It's all on there. I'll let you know. We'll add it all up and sort it out once we get a price, once we sell it. But we started this series at the beginning of the year with the free car. But at the beginning of the year, there wasn't the war in Ukraine and Russia. There wasn't the heating crisis. There wasn't, all this has an effect on the way people think and buy things. So I have to change. Unfortunately, I don't want to, but I have to change the Rex to Riches series because of people. I'm not gonna, if I sell this and then go out and buy a more expensive car, a newer car, it's not going to sell. It just will not sell because people are not going to be spending that kind of money. It'll only sell if people are specifically looking for a specific car and they contact me and say, look, I want this car, I've got this budget, can you do it? And then I'll find it. So yeah, it's very difficult at the minute, guys. It's very difficult everywhere. So we just have to carry on and then just see how far it'll take us. But well, let's just see how far this series will go, because at the minute it might just stop with this car. Because if this don't sell before the end of the year, and the end of the year is only like 8 weeks away, that's it. This is what we've ended up with. But we've started with a free car. Anything is better than nothing. So that's the way I look at it. So let's crack on, guys. Let's go and pick up the new project, and I'll show you what we've got, and I'll explain what the plan is up to Christmas. So yeah, let's do this. Right, guys, I am back, and as you just saw there, we have a little Peugeot 207 Verve. So I've done a few of these in the past, and this one come up at auction, and do you know what? It was a good price. I won it at a good price, but then they tried to say, nah, it's on reserve. The seller doesn't want to accept that bid, but he will accept another price. And I straight away went back and went, nope, I want to keep my original bid. And eventually, I think 3 times, they comes backs and forwards, and eventually they let me have it for the original price that I won it for. And good job as well, because you never know what you're going to find doing these cars. It might be something else. It might cost more money. You just don't know. So yeah, I saved myself a few quid there. My winning bid on this car was £460 basically, and it's I'll tell you what it is. It's a 2009, and it's got 52,000 miles on the clock. So this is a Cat S. That's the only trouble. It is a Cat S. So it's a little bit of structural damage on the other side. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I won it for 465 quid, and they come back and said, nope, you can't have it for 465 quid. The seller won't accept that, but you can have it for 1,200. And I went, no way. No, there's no way. There's no way that they think that this car's worth 1,200 quid. I said, nope, I'm sticking to my original bid. They come back again, said, all right, £1,000. And I said, no. I said, no, I'm sticking to my original bid straight away. Didn't even think about it. I'm sticking to my original bid. And they come back and said £800. And I thought, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm sticking to my original bid. I'm not going to accept that. Went back. Nope, I'm not accepting it. And then they come back after a couple of hours, actually. That one took a couple of hours to think about. They come back and said, okay, we'll let you have it. They'll let you have it for that cost. So it was 465 plus fees, all in 600 and... Hold on, where is my paperwork? It was including the fees, so it was £621. I won it for 465, including fees, £621. So, yeah, that is exactly what they let me have it for. And good job as well, because I have noticed some other little bits of damage on the car. So as you can see, this side is absolutely fine. A few scuffs and a few scratches, but nothing major. Like all these scuffs and these kind of things, they'll all come out with the buffing machine. That'll all sort it out. You know, this kind of side, even this bumper has got a couple of scuffs on it, but nothing too major. It'll all sort of buff out and all sort out down this side, so that's good. Again here, that will, with a bit of T-cut or my buffing machine, that will come out. So yeah, the side is pretty good. The back bumper has got some marks down here, so I've got to check the crash bar behind to see if it's had any sort of damage or push or dents or anything behind. So we've got to check that, but I'm just expecting that's going to be nothing. That's just obviously a bumper, you know, car park trolley ding, something stupid like that. You know, there's a couple of marks on the bumper. Whether or not that warrants repainting it, I don't know yet, but we'll get into this car you know, not today, but we'll get into it probably tomorrow or the next day. So yeah, but just do my normal stuff, guys. The back is pretty good. Bit squeaky on the old hinges, but nothing we can't sort out. Bit dirty. I don't know what that is. Some sort of... it must be some sort of pack that comes with the car, like a pump or something. Does it come with this? It might do, you know. Don't know. We'll get into that. We'll have a look at that. I've not seen one of that before on one of these cars, so I don't really know. It's got some tools and that down there as well. Don't come with a spare tyre, but it's got some tools, that's good. So yeah. So let's get around to where the actual damage is. It's on this side, basically. I don't think it's the bumper. Up here, if you start up here, this is obviously just a, you know, again, it's a bumper scuff from something or whatever, but we might have to sort that out, touch that up, make that a little bit more pretty. It's not an expensive car, is it? Let's be honest. And I'm not going to sell it for a stupid amount of money. So you've got to expect a few bits and pieces around the car, but I'll try and, you know, make it presentable as I can, as I always do on any of the cars that we do, guys. But this is where the damage is. This is where it's happened. Starting over here, straight away we've got a flat tyre, so we've got to get a tyre. It's got I've tried to pump it, but it's got a split on the other side. I knew about that. It was in the pictures. It was completely flat. So yeah, I knew about that. That was no problem at all. We're going to I allowed money for the tyre. I'll get in there. A few marks on this wing. So yeah, don't know if I can pick a wing up pretty cheap. I might just replace that. But yeah, replace that wing probably if I can find one in colour and cheap enough. But this is where the damage is on the car. Now, it's a Cat S, and this is the reason why it's a Cat S. So something's hit the car. It's not been involved. I don't think it's involved in an accident as such. I just think something's hit the car. Like not another vehicle, if you know what I mean. And they've just rolled it off. I've not even taken this off yet. Sorry guys, someone come to the door, so I had to stop filming there. But yeah, I haven't taken this off, so let's get it off now and have a look, see the actual extent of this damage. So I knew that the door was going to be toast. Something's definitely hit this car. Like it seems like it's, I don't know, maybe another car swiped it. It's really strange. So yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so it's not, this ain't, none of this has been touched. So it's not this, none of this has been touched. None of the pillar has been hit. Let me just undo this door. So none of this pillar's been hit. You can see. But yeah, these two doors, I did allow for two doors, I've got to be honest. And this driver's door, the only damage is here. But it's like double skinned, so you can't even get to the other side of that. So I'd probably, if I can find a cheap enough door, I'd probably just switch it over. I've really got to be honest, because by the time you've spent like trying to sort that, paint that, that's got a rip there. You know what, for like, if the doors are cheap enough, which I think they are, because I've had a look at these ones. I think a guy's got one in colour, and he said I can have it for 80 quid for that door. So if I can find another door for the driver as well, another 80 quid, it's not a lot of money. I've got to be honest. It's got to go to, I'm going to have a go at this. I've got to be honest. I will have a go, but I think it's got to go to the body shop and paint shop to be actually sort of pulled out right. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it, but it'd be interesting to see if I can make this look any better and get it any straighter, just to have a go, you know. I like to have a go, guys, you know that. You've been watching me long enough now. I'm not one of those people that just go send it straight off or see you later, whatever. I want to have a go. So we will be having a little tackle of this, but you can see that that's what, it's really strange. Like something's definitely, it's not been, I don't think it's been involved in an accident as such. I just think something's maybe, don't know, dropped on it, or it's gone like sideways on it or something. Because if a car had hit it, it would do damage here, but there's no indication that there's any sort of damage around the bottom part of the car. It's just there. That's really weird. But yeah, so that's where we are. That's what we've got. That's the only damage it is. Let's have a look in the front. The bonnet and the bumper, just dirty, really. Can't really see any actual damage to the thing. It just needs cleaning and buffing and polishing, really. You've got a little scuff there that might come out. So yeah, he said something about the door locks. I was saying, like, be careful. Car locks itself. Car locks itself. Do not leave keys inside. Which is nice, isn't it? You don't really get that. You don't really get that information from other auction sites. You just get it from. It looks like you just get it from. Where's the key? The battery was dead, I've got to be honest. So I had to jump it. Let me see if there's any power. Nah, not enough power. But yeah, you can see that that's the mileage there, look. 52,000. So, yeah. And obviously I do my checks when it comes to these cars. I always check each individual car with an MOT history checker, just to see what it's like, just to see what comes up. The last MOT with this car, it was 300 miles ago from that mileage, right? No advisories on the car on the last MOT. So, fingers crossed that when I put it through, it's not going to come up with anything you know, on the MOT, because it's only just been done literally 300 miles ago, which is nothing. I can't find any service history as such, and I'm just looking through this manual book. I don't think it's in here. I think it's got its own separate service book like most vehicles have, but at least we've got some, you know, booklets. This is just, don't know what this is actually. This is just, or is this a service book? No, I don't think it is it? Don't think it is, guys. I think it's just a thing. I'll check it, but I don't think it is. So yeah, a couple of manuals, one key. Like I said, it is a Cat S because of that fact. Needs a good clean. I've got an aerial here. Is there an aerial missing? Didn't even know that. Yeah, it's missing, isn't it? So yeah, got an aerial in, so that's good. That's done. And it's just a case of, and this here needs a good sort out as well. It's slightly bent down a little bit. So I'm going to get some, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some paint for this colour match. What I normally go to, my paint colour guys, who matches the paint colours for me. I'll get some colour for this to match the same shade. Take this off. Yep, take that off. So we'll take this off and then go and get some paint. And then I'll take it to the paint shop that I use, and he can then, and the body shop, and they could do a little bit of work on this, bring that back up a little bit, change the two doors, and yeah, just clean it up and get it through the MOT. But this is the only sort of damage that's why it's structural, is because of this. I'm expecting this to be quite hard. I don't know if I can get it from the inside. I will have a look to see. I'll pull this liner down a little bit. Might be able to get up there, but I'm assuming that's going to be double skimmed and you won't be able to get to this area here. But like I said to you, I have got the spot welder, so we'll take it down a bit, and then we'll sort of just try and do a little bit. You never know, might help it a little bit and get it up. This point here is probably going to be the hardest point because that's where the crease is. This should be all right, I suppose. Don't really know. Don't know how hollow it is there. You just don't know, do you? So, but I thought, like, for they wanted to try and to let me have this car for like 1,200 quid. I've got to be careful with this glass. Put some gloves on and stuff, but I'm used to handling glass, so that's not a problem for me, really. What's that? Something to do with the battery. Yeah, and it's only done 50,000 miles. So because of that fact, it's only done 50,000 miles. The MOT history is absolutely excellent. It's just gone through an MOT with no advisories, so that's even better. And, you know, don't get me wrong, that bag, that was covering the damage. It was covering the door and it was covering all that. I didn't know how bad it was going to be. It could have been worse. It could have come down here. This all could have been done. All the way along could have been done. I just didn't know. But I thought for the price I paid for it, it was definitely worth grabbing. And it's just going to be a cheap little runaround for someone, isn't it? Once I've fixed it up, what can I sell it for? 1,250, 1,500 quid? And it's just going to be and it's petrol as well. So people are looking, more people now are looking for petrol cars than they are diesel cars. For some reason, I don't know what's happening with the actual way it is. Especially being this close to London, people are thinking, hold on a minute, they're pushing the ultra low emission zone out towards the M25. So anything in the M25 is going to be inside the ultra low emission zone. So everyone's getting rid of their diesel cars, and everyone wants petrol cars. And because I live so close to it, you know, it's going to be a different sort of buying strategy. That's what I'm trying to get to you guys. That's what I was saying to you earlier. I've got to think about what cars I buy now. I've got to stay away from diesels and just buy petrols, I think, for a little while, and just buy these cheapies, because this is what people are going to, you know, if someone's car's broken down completely and they need a cheap little runaround, this is perfect for them. This is an ideal little runaround for someone, and it's 4 doors as well. So you know you've got the good thing about sort of getting the kids in the back or whatever. It's perfect for that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's where we are. So what do you think of this? It's really, look at that way that's gone. It's really strange, isn't it? Really, really strange. Not unless they've hit a barrier or they've hit some sort of something high, and it's clipped the car. But to write it off for that, it's just crazy, isn't it? Really, but you know, that's just what they do. So, but yeah, it's on an 09 plate. And like this side's really, really clean. It's nice. Just a few scuffs. I was a dent here in the wing, so we might have to address that. So yeah, just a nice little cheap run around. Just, you know, it ain't going to take a lot to get this back on the road. My time wise, it ain't going to take a lot really. So, and I like bringing them back to life, and this is what it's all about. This is why I do it. It's because I want to bring it back to life and give it another go, give it another shot. Let it be back on the road, and it's got to be obviously safe. But it's just a nice little cheap runaround. So yeah, that's where we are. This is the new project. I'll start sourcing some doors, and I'll get the paint ordered, get that done. We'll get a tyre, and then speak to the body shop, paint shop. I don't think it's going to be a ridiculous amount of money to get that done. I think even if all in, I spend 400 or 500 quid. It only cost me 600, so it owes me 1100. It's getting close to that sort of mark. Do you know what I mean? But it won't cost me 500 quid to get fixed. It won't. I know it won't. But I'm just gonna enjoy this one because it's something a little bit different when it comes to the damage. I've not really done that before, so yeah, that's where it is. The other thing as well, guys, that's it on this video, but the other thing as well, I've actually won another vehicle today. Again, exactly the same thing happened with this one, and I won it, and they was like, no, you're not having it for that. And they come back to me twice. They come back to me and said, no, you're not having it for that. Come back to me. And then I stuck to my guns and said, no, I want to keep my original bid. And in the end, they let me have it. So that is another project to pick up. It's a bit newer than this. And it's something I haven't done before. So that's a little bit interesting because I haven't done this one before. I'm just sort of, you know, treading the waters, see what it's like and see what interest we get in the next project. But these little cheapies, I tell you, this is definitely the way forward in a minute. At this point in time, this is the way forward. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. Don't forget to drop me a message and drop me a comment, below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Really appreciate any support you can give me. And guys, yeah, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon.